All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here, bringing you daily horoscope for Tuesday, the 25th of May, 2021. We are one day away from this lunar eclipse happening in the sign of Sagittarius. South node lunar eclipse, which is very powerful, as it's all about the release. It's what everything's kind of pointing to, is that release. So we have the sun in the sign of Gemini starting to square to Jupiter, or it's been square to Jupiter. We have this grand water trine like we talked about yesterday here. And around 11 a.m., we're going to feel in the morning. The moon's, trying to, it started on Monday evening, and we'll work all through the morning and throughout the day. Moon trying to Mars, moon trying to Neptune, Neptune trying to Mars. And when we see the trines, it's an easy flow of energy, this being emotional energy. It doesn't mean there's always a little bit of confusion that trines are wonderful and squares are hard aspects. It's an easy flow of energy. It has nothing to do with good or bad. It just means it's an easy flow of energy, but there's also a sense of like locked offness. So perhaps on Monday we had a little bit of illumination in our shadow, and recognizing things in ourselves, and maybe we're trying to figure out how we move forward in this, how to not be so confused by all the possibilities. Sun here in Gemini, it's like looking at all these kind of different ways we can go about doing things. Which direction do we move forward in that's going to affect my future, and it's going to affect my spiritual growth, my growth as an individual. This affects my dreams. And it's like, how do we deal with this? So again, this can be a bit of an internal thing going on that's leading up to this eclipse. And then we have the moon starting to create this sextile to Pluto, which is about change and transformation. This is like something we can't run from. It's right here in our face. The obstacle is like right here. There's a lot of obstacles. Well, it's like this. There's no escaping this point. Like we can try to outrun going any direction that we can, but we seem to end up at the same spot, at the same thing every single time, and until we stare it in the face, recognize it, kind of own it, and work through asking the questions, work through figuring out what it is. It's internal, and how this internalness of whatever it may be that we're dealing with on an emotional level, or psyche, dealing with our minds in general, with all of this information in Gemini, we're dealing with our mental, with all of the water energy, we're dealing very much with the emotional. And with Jupiter and Neptune in the sign of Pisces, we're dealing with a lot of spiritualness. And we're looking at both ways to how to kind of maneuver that. And not only our spirituality, our connection with ourself, our connection with our highest self, but the manifestation aspect of our dreams. How do we get to that next part? It's like, how do we get from Capricorn, this physical right here, right now? How do we, work through that breakthrough, Uranus, Aquarius energy, Uranus doing its job, shaking things up, and get to that aha, and that place where we want to be, this Neptunian energy. And Pluto is just like, I'm here. You have to get past this boss level. Whatever that may be. This is that ultimate authority, and realizing that we have that strength and that power to not be distracted by all the things, by not trying to run in a different direction, by not trying to escape by whatever means necessary, by whatever means that we escape, however we escape, or however we choose to not recognize aspects of ourselves. So this is what this day is really about, leading up into this, eclipse that happens on Wednesday morning. And then 11, the moon's going to move into Sagittarius, where it's moving out of Scorpio. So it's moving out of the depth and the trenches, the shadow work, and now we're going on a place of voyage, of new discovery, and a couple of things are happening at the same time. We're starting to get this T-square here. Sun opposed the moon, so Tuesday night the moon's going to look really full since the eclipse is happening in the morning. But we're square to Jupiter as well. So it's like we're willing. There's nothing stopping us at this point. It's just like we've recognized perhaps what's going on lurking beneath the shadows of our own psyche. We are showing up. We are asking the questions. We're following our emotions. We're following our emotions, no matter what it takes. So we can see our shadow in full illumination when this eclipse happens, and have that strength and the tenacity, which is the beautiful thing about Sagittarius. It's just like that horse body with the man top. The horse legs of the man top. It's just like nothing is going to stop us from reaching that distant star, that thing. The archer. So it's like we're pulling back. We have this vision. We're creating alignment, and we're pulling back, releasing South Node to our destination. Coming into focus, asking the questions. The questions are inside. The answer is inside. That's what this day is telling us. The answers are within you, my friends. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.